I am Dr. Sanviselvi. I am going to deliver a lecture on biocontrol agents. Biocontrol agents means the growth of unwanted weeds and everything. We have to control it by using the insects. Okay, so the insects used as a controlling agent or microorganisms is used as the controlling agents in the growth of a plants. Okay, and the next thing is here the biocontrol agents. There are microorganisms or insects. Okay, these are the very important unique role in that. Okay, so these are the main important the features. It support the growth of the plants. Okay, so the main important feature is that you have to see the growth of plants and have introduction, highlight that it has history, types of the biocontrol agents, parasitoids, predators, entomorphopathogens, uses of biocontrol agents, merit and demerits of the biocontrol agents, and conclusion. So what is it biocontrol agents? The control of a plant pathogen, the disease causing the plants that are called as a plant pathogens, and the diseases caused by them through the antagonist microorganisms are termed as the biological control agents or biocontrol agents. The antagonistic microorganisms, it has act as a controlling agent for or killing of the pathogens which cause the disease in the plants. Okay, so antagonistic microorganisms are Trichoderma, Penicillin, Bacillus, Pseudomonas are used. Okay, so why we need the biological control agents? Because we are using the chemical pesticides to kill the pest. That is pesticides we are using that. But it is a pesticides, it comes along with the product that is the form of a food item, especially fruits, vegetables and the grains. It is occupied with that is of a pesticides. And that pesticide, it affects our human health problems. It requires the early treatment, expensive and toxic to both the beneficial and pathogenic species. So therefore, in avoidance of this chemical pesticides, now you are enter into the trend is called as the biological control agents. What are the biological control agent means? Microorganisms itself act as a controlling factor for plant pathogens. So what are the unique feature is the means? It is a non-toxic to the human and animals, not polluted, host specific, and only affect one or few species. Okay, why to use the biological control agent means? Because of it, the main thing is the farmers nowadays, they are enter into the organic farming, and apart from the biofertilizer, one of the important things is also biocontrol agents, because the cost is low and labor intensive and host specific. Host specific is there. It does not affect the plants. Okay, and then why the chemical pesticides when compared to it, it has the cost effective, easy to apply, but it has a large broad spectrum of the pesticide is available. So what are attribute to the successful biocontrol agent means? The ideal, the biocontrol agent should satisfy the following problems. So what are the problems means? First thing is it is not affected to the plants and animals. The level of the pathogen control must be high, should have lived longer in the soil or the host tissue, should have the rapid reproductive capacity, should be a good competitor, should have the high survival rate in the soil or host tissues, should be the capable of controlling more than one pathogens, should be suitable for the long-term storage, should be compatible to use with the agrochemicals via fertilizers and pesticides. So the main important the source is it is not affected to the plant, affected to the plants, soil and animals, and reproductivity capacity also. Now you enter into the history of biocontrol, in which it has started in the early periods of 900 AD. The first time we have to use of the insect predators, and then red ants, and that is especially of the Devophila and then Smaroginia. So by the Chinese growers to control the leaf chewing insects. In 1762, the introduction of Indian myver bird, that is Grylla relicosa, from India to control the red locust Nematocaris septomycia. The large scale, the first successful controlling of insect, that is called cottony cushion scale, as a pest of citrus in California by using the predator called Vedelia beetle. So the using the beetle, they can control the insect. Okay. So in 1898, the predator called Cryophilias and then Monotrophizilo introduced from Australia into South India for the control for the citrus and merely bug. In 1922, Rhodalia cardinalis introduced into the India, especially in Tamil Nadu, control of insect cottony cushion scale. Okay, so these are the starting the early stages, how the predators you have to control the insect colonies. Okay, and then 1937, Aphilinius mali, it is introduced into the Kurnar in Tamil Nadu, India, from North America to control the apple woolly aphid and Erythoma longitudinum. In 1960, and then another it is called as tachinid parasites that is introduced into the plants and to control the insects. And then 1979, the Yeshwaramurthy and David the first reported the granulosis, the virus infection of the Caloinfectosolis. In 1981, India first private insectary, that is a biocontrol research center, was first established in the Bangalore at the year of 1981. So, and then one organization is also in India, the National Bureau of Agriculture. Important insects are formally called as the Project Directorate of the Biological Control, was established in the year 1993 at the Bangalore, Karnataka, India. Okay, what are the types of this biocontrol agents means? Parasites, predators, entomorphopathogens. This entomorphopathogenic means it has come under bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, and finally it is the nematodes. Okay, what is it called as a bioagent? The organism that develop during its development, especially lives in the body of the single host individual and eventually it kills the host in the process of parasitism. So the parasitism means it does enter into the host and kill the activity in the, that is called as a parasitism. That is called as parasites. Egg parasites are available. That is called Drygogama species or small wasps. It has a smaller length. It is about 0.4 to 0.7 millimeter and egg period is 16 to 24 hours and the larval period is 2 to 3 days and pre-pupal period is 2 days and pupal period is 2 to 3 days and the total life cycle is 8 to 10 days summer and the 9 to 12 days in the winter. And the coast, it is called as Lepidopteran pest. So Lepidopteran pest, it is called come under egg parasites. And the application of this Trigogama species, you have that is of a different plants, we have to apply that species, the tea gold noses, they have the particularly it is the insect called stem bearer and then DPM, shoot and fruit bearer. So in the crop, which crop means okra, brinjal, sugarcane, maize and coal crops. And then next thing is another different varieties also there. It is especially for sugarcane, paddy and brinjal. And D. brasiliensis, it is a fruit borer and boilworms, especially for the plant, cotton and tomato. And tree pretosinum, it is a fruit borer and then DPM, especially for this is also cotton, tomato and cauliflower. And D. fractret, it is a DPM and especially for the whole crops. Okay, now egg parasite, another one is called as Tetracycus species and Telenomus species. Found all over India where Pyrilla is present. The parasitization is 60% of eggs of Pyrilla. It's a more effective in the month of July to October and November. So, and the larval parasite. Now we are coming to the first one as egg parasite. Now we are coming to that as of a larval parasite. Okay, so the larval parasites habitat sugarcane, chickpea, pigeon pea, and paddy. An adult female lay the eggs on the larva and parasitize. The female has 16 millimeter ovipositor, and then sugarcane borers are more affected. Okay, so more attracted. The sugarcane borers are more attracted. And Campylolus floridae against the Helicoverpara armigra, and then Panicaster RSA against the rice gall mite. Okay, so these are the thing. And the pupa. Okay, here butterfly like a pupa stage is there. Now that stage it have that is called as a pupal parasites. That is called as Xanthophymola species. That is called a Polyphagus pupal parasite. An occurrence where it is present, it is near the irrigated field, and especially used against the coconut black-headed caterpillar. Okay, used against the coconut black-headed caterpillar. And the next one is adult. An adult stage, adult and the nimbal parasite that is called Ebrigana melanolingicauca against the Pyrilla periculosa. So parasitization, it is about 70 to 90%, and then frequency is more than 1000 eggs. Rainfall, it is a favorable for breeding. Life cycle is 10 to 13 days in summer, 14 to 20 days in winter, and use 8,000 to 10,000 cocoons per hectare or 80,000 to 1 lakh eggs per hectare. When the pest density is reached 5 to 7 pyrilla per leaf. Okay, and next we are coming to the predators. First one is we have finished parasites and then predators. The predators consume several to many prey over the course for the development. They are very bigger than that is the prey. Some predators are include that is called as spirophite fly, and common that is called as lacewing, and predators only is in the form of larva stage. Other predators are found in the field of the different cropping system are lady beetle and roe beetle, damselfly, dragonfly. To see the common dragonfly, and then mirrid bug, ground beetle, and the praying mantis, and Conophrita abicopora, and spiders. The spiders and then dragonfly are very common species. It is available in the field itself. And then Cryospirilla cornea, if you are having this stage, it is called as Pedaceous stage. That is called as a larva stage. And this stage, the larva period, that is a larva, it attained the egg period is about 3 to 4 days. And the larval period is 11 to 13 days. And total life cycle is 35 days. And fecundity is 300 to 400 eggs. Control 80 to 90%. And then predators is a part egg, apioid, whitefly, and drillips, small leaf larva, and hoppers. And use at 50,000 or 1 lakh per hectare. We can use as a biocontrol agent, and especially in the adult, 500 to 1,000 adult, 2 times at 15 days. Okay, we can use at the regular interval. And the next one is called as Cyropid fly. Cyropid fly means it is adult like honeybees. Okay, so it is also called as the pollinator. The larva, it has appear in the form of white, green, and light brown color. It is a predators. The main prey is called aphids. The aphids are the main prey in that. And then lady beetles, you know, very common in that. Many species are available. They eat the soft body insects, especially of the aphids. And the larva is unrecognized. It reduces the population of the aphids. The population of aphids up to 75%. And the life cycle is about 30 days. And then next one is that is called as Canoparata. Canoparata, that is called Debba apidivora, the predator of sugarcane, especially of woolly aphid. The control is 90% of insects, and the precaution is no chemical insecticide spray. If you spray on that, automatically this insect also kill it. So this is the main thing is, and other common predators also called as wave beetle, ground beetle, and a playing insect, and then next one have the bug, right? The bug like it is there, and then have the dragonfly, which is very common, it is available, it is also used as a predators. And the strategies for the biological control, if what is its role means, it is a rely on the predation, parasitism, and other natural mechanisms. There are three important basic strategies are occur in controlling of biocontrol. What are they means? They are importation, augmentation, and conservation. Okay, so now what is called as importation? Importation means it is a classical biological control system. It involves that it has interact with that is of the particular the plant, the insect which cause the disease. Okay, they do not occur naturally. And one of the earlier success in the West was is controlling the Ailuroperjoas, that is called as cottony cushion scale, especially in Australia. Okay, so these are the very common, it is carried out and then bring about the action. And then next thing is the parasite bats, trichoderma and Arselonia to control, and European corn beta, it is called Astonia nymphiloris. Okay, and then next thing is augmentation. Augmentation means it is involved the supplemental release of the natural enemies and boosting the naturally occurring the population. All the activities are designed to increase the number of or effect of existing the natural enemies achieved by releasing the additional numbers of a natural enemy into the system or modifying the environment in such a way as to promote the greater number of what? A great number of the effectiveness. And then periodic release of augmentation. What are the augmentation it is carried out means? Inoculative release. The smaller numbers of control agents are released at the interval to allow them to reproduce in the hope of settling up to longer period it is present there. But a prevention is better than cure, we are telling that side. The same thing is here, it is called inoculative the release. The example for inoculative release, especially where it is carried out in the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse production of several crops, the periodic release of the parasite that is called Encasia farmaceas are used to control the greenhouse white fly. And then while the predator mites and then Polystolis persist used for controlling of the spotted spider mite. And inoculative releases, it involve the mass culture and release of the natural enemies and suppress of the pest population directly. The example, the massive release of the trichoderma in the vegetable field or a field crop, and the release rate ranges from 5,000 to 20,000 2 lakhs per hectare per week according to the level of the pest infestation. So periodic release of this augmentation also proceed in that. And the conservation, it involves the avoidance of the measure that destroy the natural enemies and the use of the measure that increase the longevity and the reproduction of the natural enemies. Okay, so the reproduction and the longevity. So the natural enemies are already adapted to the habitat and to the target pest, and the conservation can be simple and cost effective. What are the conservation it involve? The conservation involve avoidance of the harmful cultural practices, maintenance of a diversity, habitat manipulation practice, providing the suitable habitat such as shelter, natural food, artificial food supplement to increase the population of the natural enemies, and the protection from the pesticides. And then now we are coming to the predators. The predators are mainly free living organisms that directly consume the large number of the components during the whole life period. Example is ladybugs. The ladybugs, which are particularly the larvae, very active between the month of May and July. They are called as the predators of aphids, and then consume the mites, scale insects, spotted lady beetle, and Colingomegalia maculata. It is a feed on the eggs and the larva of Colaro potato beetle, that is called as Lepinotarsa, and then Decriminatia. So these are the very common in that. And now we enter into the entomorphopathogens. Okay, what are the entomorphopathogens? That is using the microorganisms. And then first one is common one, you know that is called as a BT. BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. And the Bacillus thuringiensis, it is called as endotoxin. Bacillus thuringiensis, it is a genetically modified that. It is the microorganisms, and they have, what is it grow? It is a larva consuming thing, microorganism. The larva consume the foliage treated with the BT, the spores and present in the form of crystals. Within the minute toxins, they bind with a specific receptor in the mid-gut wall. So within the hours, the mid-gut wall is broken and allowing the spores, it is enter into the body cavity. Okay, so that is called as a hemocoel. And which, how many days it is carried out? In 1 to 2 days, the larva can die in that is of a septicemia. So the Bacillus thuringiensis, the bacteria, it has also act as a what? It has act as a biocontrol agent via through releasing of the spores. And then next thing is, what are the symptoms is that affected larva become inactive, the stop feeding and re-aggregate or water excrement. And the head capsule is larger than the body size. The larva become a flaccid and die. The body content turn towards the black color. From that you have to identify the particular the larva is going to be died. Okay, so as they decompose, the infected Helicobacter larva. And then application, uses of this BT species, Lepidoptera, that is and then Coleoptera, and then diphtheria. So these are the different types of the BT species are available and where they are used. The crop, cauliflower, cabbage means DPM, cabbage and butterfly. The dosage is just 1 to 1.5 kilogram per hectare. And the brinjal, it is called stem borer or a fruit borer. The application is 0.5 to 1.5. And the tomato, cotton, okra, chickpea, sunflower, they present in the insect is called as brood borer, and then it is 1.0 to 1.50. And the cauliflower, cabbage, cotton, and the insect is tobacco, caterpillar. 1 kilogram per hectare can be used. Now we are coming to the virus. The first one is bacteria and the next one is virus. The virus, it is called nuclear polyhedrosis virus, that is NPV. So the NPV infection, baculovirus, generally occur by what? Ingestion of oculated or the free virion. The ingested virion, it has infect the mid-gut. Okay, oculated bodies dissolved by secretion of the enzyme. The enzyme is what? It is a protease. And the free virion, it has reached the chemocoel, a circulatory system and respiratory system and attack there. And then symptoms, it is occur about when the particular virus enter into it, it occur after 5 to 7 days of infection. The symptoms, the gradual changes in the color, the infected larva changes from light to dark brown and hemolymph turns cloudy and milky. The larva become less active and losses of appetite. Shortly before dying, the larva more away from the food and climb on the elevated location to hang. Period to death, integumented, fragile and easily form when handled, and it is a typical system of what? Typical system of NPV. Okay, and then applications. Application, how this larval we have to apply, that means the dosage is 250. The larval equivalent test per hectare can be applied. The solution preparation, NPV may be mixed with the water along with the janggery and soap powder. The spraying time is especially during the evening hours, and the larval stages first and the second instar. Killing time is 4 to 6 days. Okay, and then next you are coming to the fungi. Fungi, it is called Beauveria species and Metarhizidium species. In which form it is present? The fungal means spores. Okay, candida. Candida contact with the integument, germinate, develop hyphae. Hyphae enter into the chemocoel and develop the mycelium. So automatically it has enter into the chemocoel and completely develop the mycelium and produce the toxin. The insect can die. So the fungal also play an important role in killing of the insects and protect the environment, that protect from the plant from the disease also. And application, if you are taken the baculovirus is a species, you have to apply the 2 to 2.5 kilogram per hectare with the 25 to 50 kilogram farmyard mixture. Along with that, you have to apply that. Okay, and then which crop you have to apply? You have to apply the chickpea, PGNP, and cod. These things we have to apply that. And which insect it is there? Especially it is on the fruit borer and tobacco caterpillar. Okay, caterpillar, semi-looper, like this species. So these are the different ways we have to use it that, or as such alone, or that is of a janggery, we have to use that. And trenching also you have to use that as of a, along with the main thing is we have to apply with the janggery and apply to the crop, sugarcane, cotton, PGNP, tomato is especially for this of a mycorrhizal species. And pyrilla, fruit borer, grasshopper, body borer, and the rice bug. So, and then protozoa pathogens. The protozoa, it kills the insects either directly or by reducing the component it is bind to adult and the effect on the coast in its chronic. They prolong the larval stage in that is of a field, thus exposing the insect longer to the predator and parasites. The infected insects should be sluggish and smaller than the normal. Example, Nosma melanothecae against the chapler beetles and Nosma locustae against the grasshopper and Parinocystis, the tripolis, against the red flower beetles. Okay, and then next to think is entomorphotic nematodes. The nematodes also it is act as a what? It is a bring about the lethal insect parasites live inside the body of the host. They are designated as what? It is designated as endoparasitic, and the most commonly used genera are those that are very useful in biological control of insect pests, the Selenonia and Heterorhabits. And then merits and the demerits of the biocontrol agents. The first thing, the plant should be very healthy, and then it is the pesticide, it has affected the plant growth, fruits, vegetables. But here, the using the microorganisms, we have used that are entomorphic insects, kill the insects, it cause the diseases, because no side effect, less cost when compared to agrochemicals like a pesticide and insecticide, easily available, easy to use, and it is very effective throughout the session, and it helps to reducing the use of chemicals and other pesticides. And then the main thing is the chemicals, avoidance of the chemical, it affects the soil and affect the plant also. And the demerits, it affect the plant product quality, and the pest is not completely destroyed by this biological 100%. We not say that it is the biologically controlled agents, effective only in the case of large scale. And the application mode, if you are taken that is in the form of seed treatment, the dosage is just 5 gram per kilogram of a seed. How you have to apply means make a paste or a slurry and adding the 5 gram in 10 to 20 ml of water, pour 1 kilogram of seed onto the paste or a slurry and mix it properly to coat the seeds uniformly. Shade dry and coated the seeds for 20 to 30 minutes before showing. And the next thing is, if you are applying a tuber or a rhizome or the cutting treatment, the dosage is 10 gram per liter of water. So dip the tuber or a rhizome or a cutting in the suspension prepared at 10 gram per liter of water. Shade dry for 15 minutes before planting. And then soil treatment, you can broadcasting the dosages 300 gram per hectare. The method is mix 300 gram in 6 kilogram of a farmyard mixture, broadcast in 1 hectare of a land, irrigate the field. And avoided broadcasting, the dosages 30 gram per hectare. The method is mix 30 gram in 6 kg of farmyard mixture. Cover the mixture with a polythene sheet for 7 to 15 days and broadcast in the field. Furrow application. The furrow application means before you are going to cultivate a crop. The dosage is 300 gram per hectare, and the method is it is highly effective in the root crops like a potato, ginger, turmeric, etc., sugarcane. And the method is applied in furrows at the time of earthing up or after the 30 days of the planting. And the merits and the demerits, if you are coming to this case, we have to apply to that. So finally, I come to the conclusion part. The government, the federation, or a commodities or the boards should make all the efforts to create the first point as awareness. The awareness regarding the conservation and the utilization of the biocontrol agents. The full utilization of this existing the biocontrol laboratories and other properties, you have to make it the fund, creating the funds. First thing is you have to learn the technique and then what are the limitations, advantages and the efficiency, productivity, quality may be improved to the required level. The best advice for the pest managers in the respect to the starting of the biocontrol program to get as much information as possible to assure the resonant success. The policy of the central government, the state government, non-government organizer and Krishi Vigyan Kendra, KVKS. There should be the trained officials and the farmers to view or create the critical human resource in the biological control. And the low-cost technology, the mass production of bioagents, biopesticides should be developed in the large way. And last one, it is encouraging the setting up the biocontrol products and production unit even at the low village level or low startup level, which should be managed to the unemployed peoples, young peoples and seasoned babies. The first thing is a training should be carried out, and then finally it is trained to the farmers and how much you are benefited from the agents, biocontrol agents, everything you have to teach it there, and then it is very useful for the farmers and support the growth of a plant, and they get the yield in the at a high cost when compared to using of the biopesticides. Okay, so the biopesticides, it is if you have to use that as of a biocontrol agent, it is support the environment, support the plant and against the plant pathogens and kill the insects which cause the diseases to the plants. Okay, thank you so much.